Ci siamo, buonasera a tutti ragazzi e benvenuti a questa nuova live. Questa sera, raga, è arrivato finalmente il giorno. Oggi inizia l'Evo. Andremo a vedere, come avete letto dal titolo, l'Evo di Street Fighter 5 andremo a vedere. Più che altro sto vedendo questo perché quello di Tekken ancora non è iniziato e non so a che ora inizi, devo guardare il coso. Devo guardare. Devo guardare, diciamo, i tornei. Devo guardare. Perciò iniziamo e guardiamo. Cioè, aspettate, allora, cattura lo schermo. Si cattura la finestra, non lo schermo. Cattura la finestra e ecco qua. No, sbagliato, pardon.
But you baited the throw. It's going to be critical art. Now a lead for Joe. He's got it.
Is going to advance.
No, he
Madò.
got it at the end, and L.I. Joe takes it. He lives in the tournament. The lone American representative.
Ah, mo stanno mostrando tutte scene del passato, Evo 2016. Madonna. Cioè, mi sembra incredibile, raga, dopo 2 anni di pandemia, che questo leggendario torneo torni a essere offline. Perché già alla fine dell'Evo dell'anno scorso si sapeva che l'Evo 2022 sarebbe tornato a essere offline. Si sapeva. Già si sentiva, già se n'era parlata la cosa. Però, in ogni caso, cioè, la cosa mi fa proprio più che piacere.
Welcome back to in person, offline, in the real world,
Vabbè.
Evolution 2020. That's real.
Like
It's
I can
real.
touch you.
It's real.
No,
I
no.
can't believe it. Yeah, I'm Ultra David back here with James Chen.
How's everybody going?
I was bringing this up right before the break, but this pool that we're about to take a peek into is, for my money, one of the toughest that I saw as I was going through the
Okay.
bracket for Street Fighter V. Let's talk about it a little bit. So in this pool is just a kid. I feel like he has a great position. He is one of the top seeds coming into this. Fantastic player using a really strong character in Jury. In this pool is also...
Speaking of changes in 2 years, using the really strong character jury,
Totally right, yeah.
carried by the character jury.
Totally
That's
right.
actually a claim
Yeah.
that has been made in the last year. You're carried by jury.
It's true. And DCQ, Ding Cheng Chu, is here as well, who won CPT China last year in 2021. Really strong Urian player. In this pool, also, we're going to be starting with Genesis Frenzy versus Naki. I looked at Genesis Frenzy. My understanding is that he is a Grandmaster Laura.
Okay, okay.
And Naki, if it's the same person, had a blog on the Capcom site for Street Fighter 4 a million years ago, like answering questions, and so was clearly deep in the weeds of Street Fighter at that time.
Dang, okay, okay.
You know, I tried to do my research on whether that is correct. Best I can tell is maybe that's right. So I guess we'll see, but that could be sick. So those players I think are ones to watch for. There's also Mopreme in here, a former extremely strong third strike player. I don't know how seriously he's taking this, but like this pool has a lot of really good
Yeah,
folks. in it.
I mean, just a little fun fact about Mopreme. He used to be a combo video maker, and he made combo videos a lot of times with one Kamui. And Kamui, Adam D, him and his brother are two of the main people who
Tra
worked
l'altro ho
on the
iniziato pure un pochino
Castlevania
tardi a
Netflix
praticamente a
So,
guardare
you know,
a guardarlo
FTC roots are
perché
everywhere.
non sapevo a che ora iniziassero i tornei. Sono arrivato a casa, ho aperto YouTube e ho visto Evo 2022 io. È già iniziato? Io ero convinto che fosse stanotte, onesto. Ero convinto fosse tipo
You know what?
stanotte,
That's
roba
a
del
very good
genere.
question.
E invece
we don't have eyes on whether people have actually checked in or not.
Right.
It is my understanding that a lot of the Chinese players had trouble getting out
Yeah.
here.
E invece,
I
vabbè.
heard that, like, there's just travel restrictions.
Mo non lo so a che ora
Obviously,
inizia
King
quello
of
di
Fighters,
Tekken
everyone's looking
7.
forward to Shanghai
Mo
right
controllo
now. I
per
don't believe
sicurezza,
Shanghai
così
is gonna get out here.
mi regolo verso
There
che
might be a
ora
It's just
vogliamo
a
fare.
kid
Devo
potentially
sapere.
who has the best chance to make it out of
boy.
this bracket.
You know, we should say as well that each
2022.
bracket gets 3 people who come out of it. So whereas in previous years, when 2 people make it out of each pool, this is 2 people on the loser side and 1 person on the winner side.
Yeah. And again, we have another Mika. So Naki here with Mika and Genesis Frenzy. Naki from Japan.
Yep.
So obviously Japan was able to make it out here for this event. Although
3-8-2022.
Japanese players, obviously, look. The reason why we haven't been
Oh,
here
beh.
for 2.5 years, obviously a pandemic going on, and a lot of Japanese players have caught COVID recently, and
Right.
so I know a lot of them have canceled their flights out here and such. So hope they all recover quickly and are doing.
Non dice a che ora inizia.
This is what Laura does.
Okay.
You said Grandmaster Laura player?
I believe so. That's what I looked up.
Oh, blocked it, and actually V reversal afterwards. Even though he was plus after the V reversal block, and he still went for the V shit,
Beh.
and then getting.
Questa amica Rainbow, vabbè, Rainbow mica è sempre stata forte come dire, è stato sempre un bel PG.
This is the kind of round
Ricordo, a
one
parte Street Fighter Alpha 3 è stato un PG che almeno dopo Alpha 3 non si è più rivisto. Cioè, manco per dire in Ultra Street Fighter 4. E in Ultra Street Fighter 4 i ritorni ci sono stati, è come se ci
You
sono
know, one of
stati.
the nice advantages we get when we do play these matches online, that's a stun, that's potentially kill. Can he do enough damage? He doesn't have any meters. Oh no, he just dropped the jump attack.
You're gonna need a reset at least, yeah.
Okay.
Ma non dice
But yeah,
l'orario.
one of the advantages
all'inizio.
we have from online tournaments is we get to see their ranks.
That's right, yeah. Oh, great choice!
Okay.
He can absorb a hit,
Oddio.
but not a grab. Here comes Genesis Frenzy. He can activate, he
Oh,
can
he was
activate!
outside of the range of that
Ui,
throw. And
mamma.
so, obviously the command throw with much longer range.
Questo per dire no,
Taking the first game
che
over
solo
Genesis
i
Frenzy.
più forti partecipano a questo cazzo di gioco.
Oh, man, what a
Cioè, questo cazzo di torneo.
so far.
Tra l'altro chissà che stanno combinando i nostri cari ragazzi italiani che sono andati a partecipare. Che tra l'altro tra i presenti c'è Loci, c'è presente e non mi ricordo chi altro. L'unico che ricordo degli italiani che sta partecipando quest'anno c'è Loci, l'unico. L'anno scorso vabbè io ho partecipato all'Evo 2021 online di Tekken 7, che poi mi hanno eliminato subito, vabbè. Ma già solo aver potuto partecipare all'Evo mi ha fatto non poco piacere, mi ha fatto.
Settling it down a little
Parliamo tutto dell'Evolution Championship Series, parliamo. Che poi come se fosse scontato per gli europei abbia vinto Super Akuma, per l'Europa abbia vinto Super Akuma, vabbè. Che ho visto la finale, ho visto, mortacci.
Time to party.
La finale è stata molto combattuta dell'Evo 2021, dell'Evo dell'anno scorso. È stata molto combattuta, onesto.
No EX meter now, maybe raw activation. No, he wants those plus frames. There they are. What's the mix-up? But
Big
again,
one again? No, Naki shuts it down again.
Oh, ancora esistono.
Kill, but the crouching light kick
Ancora
can.
resistono.
And Naki's use
Comunque
of
è
V-Shift,
tutta un'altra
like, we
cosa
saw
vedere
all
il
of
gioco,
the flavors
giocare il
of
gioco,
V-Shift
secondo me.
during that round right there. He had
Secondo me
the replay.
fra vedere e giocare c'è una bella differenza,
Went over
cazzo.
the head. But yeah, if you haven't seen the V-Shift mechanic before, you got a great display of it that time. Oh, woo, boy.
Minchia, l'ha mandato già in stun.
Got meter. Oh, interesting. Gonna
Ui.
power up for the mix.
Allora, questa è gente che si allena giorno e notte a momenti.
Party time. We've seen what
Questa è gente che si allena giorno e notte, cazzo.
reads it, and again, if Laura,
cazzi.
if you block crouching
Ha un
light
mixbox,
kick,
che cazzo era quello
it's like you
stick?
stand up afterwards, because, I mean, she can do
Non
light
stavo
kick,
capendo che
light
razza
kick,
di stick
but
fosse
that overhead is
un
where the
mixbox.
damage is gonna come from. And so as Laura players, you kind of have
I
to
mixbox non si vedono tanto.
get
Si vedono
them
di più
to
gli
train
hitbox,
them
si
to
vedono.
want to continue to low
Come
block,
periferica
right?
intendo.
And so right there he
C'è
went
chi magari
for the
sì,
kill,
li
because
recensisce,
obviously
ma
the
in generale
overhead is plus.
non vedo, da quel che ho visto io non vedo molta gente che li
Naki
utilizza.
read that and
Di più gli hitbox usati.
Tsunaki looking really, really strong
Poi
there.
vabbè, c'è gente che usa proprio la
That is
tastiera.
cool.
Quindi c'è gente che usa proprio la tastiera, se
Follow
per
along,
questo.
like I said, head over to
Vabbè.
start.gg, click on Evo 2022 or search for that, and you can follow along with everything, not just Street Fighter 5, but whatever game you're interested in. Packets aren't being updated like live necessarily, but you can see.
E poi se non fosse per Sony che ha, diciamo, in un certo senso acquisito i diritti su questo torneo,
Coming up next, dude.
comunque
I have
lasciando
not
sempre
seen this
carta
guy
bianca
in
agli
in a
sviluppatori.
hot minute
Yeah.
here. On the right
Questo è
side of the
curioso.
screen, 801 Strider, Utah's
Praticamente sto tizio
pride
giocherà
and
con,
joy.
giocherà con il
Strongest
coso,
player
con lo
from that
stick
region,
sul
has been for a
coso,
very long time, although there are a lot of strong
sul,
players from Utah, on
sul
the
tavolo,
come up here, but
praticamente,
801
come un po'
Strider
come se
always
fosse un
been a
cabinato
strong
vero.
player.
Io ci ho provato, raga, ma
I don't know if anybody's
devo
strong
avere
enough
per
in that
forza
state
lo stick
than
più
this
basso
guy.
delle
Look, he's
braccia,
bigger
devo
than
avere,
us.
perché sennò non riesco a giocare.
Oh,
E purtroppo
man.
con la scrivania
And,
che mi
he's going
ritrovo
up against a southpaw.
non si può, non è cosa da fare.
And of course also from the US as
Cioè non
well.
si può fare.
But again, 801 Strider, you know, he's been obviously one of the strongest players. He's been a Capcom Cup qualifier before. Made it to the Capcom Cup final.
E poi
before in
molti una cosa che
Great
non
State.
danno per
Now,
scontato è la mappatura dei tasti, ma in realtà non lo è, indipendentemente dalla periferica. Se tu giochi determinati PG, magari giochi un personaggio che ha delle caratteristiche specifiche, cioè il mappare i tasti in una determinata maniera può far molto comodo,
Alex, that actually would make a lot of
Tipo ad esempio con i grappler. Io infatti questa cosa l'ho imparata
sense. It's gonna be
quando gioco a Tekken 7 con King, che è un grandissimo grappler.
and
Cioè conviene che tengo i
I haven't
tasti
seen him play
mappati
in a long
in
time,
una determinata
but
maniera.
He is the kind of player who likes to have the command grab. He's the kind of player who likes to have good footsie buttons, and this character Alex definitely has that stuff. He is a
L'importante,
really
raga,
strong
è
player.
lasciare la configurazione base dei primi 6 tasti, almeno per quanto riguarda Street Fighter o per quanto riguarda Tekken dei primi 4. Il resto potete mapparlo come cazzo meglio credete.
But she can definitely. She's an interesting character. Like she feels like she's supposed to be Karin, Cammy, Rushdown, but in a lot of ways when she plays, she can actually play a pretty decent keep out fireball game. So I'm gonna be really curious to see how Southpaw approaches this character. Looks like gonna be more focused on the close-up game over here, but she doesn't have a lot of range on her normals, and Alex does, and that is where it's gonna be one of the tougher parts of this matchup. Why?
In realtà
I don't
l'avevo
think
cambiato
she's
prima
trying to
di
play
iniziare la
neutral
live.
against Alex.
Ma non so perché mi ha dato il vecchio titolo.
Right now.
Nonostante
Looking
tutto.
for maybe activation on that sweep. 801 Strider, like I said, he loves playing at ranges like this. That's maybe it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have talked about, I mean, Alex, I joke about it that, you know, the definitive patch came out and 50% of the PDF was Alex's changes. Because he got a lot of changes. That thing was like 20-some pages long, dude. Actually, it was way more than that, probably. But Alex definitely had like a whole page of buffs. And so he is definitely a scary character. Now, Lucia got a lot of great quality of life changes in this last patch. And in fact, you see this right now, V-Trigger 2. Most Lucia players go with this now instead of V-Trigger 1.
I really think that crouching kick was supposed to have been DP. And here is Southpaw though, in the corner.
Decent damage right there.
Hey.
Oh, it
no.
wasn't a counter hit, wasn't a counter hit. Oh, that's punishable. Ooh, no. Oh, and speaking of having great range on your
Ma non so
buttons,
quanto
that
dovrebbero
counter
durare le
heavy
pull.
is a great button to throw out in neutral.
Tanto sicuramente la cosa si dividerà in 2 giorni. Può essere che oggi faranno sicuramente le pulse, domani faranno top 24, top 16 e top 8 faranno. Sicuro.
So
Ci
801
metteranno
Strider
sul
looking
fuoco.
good right now.
O può essere che al massimo fanno oggi pulse e top 24 e poi... E poi ho visto il premio per la top 3 di ogni vincitore. Ed è fantastico, raga, è veramente bello il premio. Si tratta praticamente per la top 3 e praticamente sono dei fights, dei Vectrex Pro FPS
Manthrow mix up.
Gold praticamente rivestiti diciamo d'oro.
Just as all command throw
I Vectrex
characters
Pro
wanna do, wanna
FPS
mix in those command
di
throws
oro
to
con
keep the opponent
praticamente
guessing all the time. Gonna chase back the
il
beat.
logo del gioco del torneo al quale sei iscritto. Poi c'è quello di Gear, c'è quello di Tekken, c'è quello di Street
And now here we
Fighter.
go. Okay.
Molto
throwing the
bello
fireball.
come,
We
molto
haven't
bella
seen
come
that a
iniziativa,
lot.
onesto.
We haven't seen that a
È
lot
un'iniziativa
from,
che mi piace,
Southpaw, so now
mi è piaciuto
Southpaw
parecchio
looking like
come
trying to
idea.
add a little bit of pressure over here.
Dai, l'anno prossimo, raga, metto da parte i risparmi e me ne vado a partecipare anch'io all'Evo. Allora, scherzi a parte lo andrei a fare sul serio. Ce lo andrei a fare l'anno prossimo metto da parte i risparmi e vado a partecipare.
And unfortunately got checked by 801 Strider. So now Strider here.
Cioè,
match
sarei capace di
point.
farlo, raga, non sto scherzando. Se mi trovo un lavoro lo faccio davvero.
Yeah, like I said, I think his character really fits him well. It's like exactly what he would like to be doing. I think even before, even years ago.
I mean, remember, one of the things that we all got to know him for was being the able player in Street Fighter 4. He went with Laura for a very long time in this game. And so, yeah, like you said, this makes a lot of sense. And, yeah, here we go. Southpaw going for the throw after that. But Superman out of there. And that should probably...
Poi sia che magari
And Strider's
mi
gonna
eliminano
do it
subito,
with
però...
emphasis as
Oh,
well.
sti
Get the
cazzi.
big explosion on the screen for the super
Comunque è
kill.
vero, da quando hanno iniziato a consentirgli l'Xbox hanno preso sempre più piede. Tanto che molti sostengono che il futuro molti pro player sostengono che il futuro delle periferiche di terze parti nei picchiaduro sia quasi esclusivamente l'Xbox. Anche se secondo me nulla potrà mai soppiantare lo stick originale. Nulla potrà soppiantare lo stick o il pad, cioè. Perché secondo me, raga, poi ognuno ha le proprie scelte.
By rights, the last champion
That's
of
right.
Evo.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and there is really something to be said about that. And of course, almost nobody has one Evo, right? Like each year, only one person gets to do it. And so that means that there's this huge bulk of the top player population that hasn't done the thing that they most want to do. And so this is, as you said, probably the last chance for them to be able to do so. A lot of them have come in here really having grinded and trying to really be in their best position to make this happen.
Yeah, and of course, you know, just as a reminder, and again, this felt like years ago, like I felt like he can't be the current reigning champion. Bonchan, the current reigning champion from 2019.
Of offline Evo, yeah.
Yeah, of offline Evo. Obviously, during the course of the pandemic, we've had a bunch of online Evos, but they've been region locked, so we don't really have the, you know, the whole global scope of it.
Yeah, I mean, that is one interesting thing about this season, and that's true not just for this game, of course, but for every game. We don't really know which regions are the best. You know, we can make some educated guesses here and there, but you don't really know until you actually see people play international and intercontinental play.
And
That's
you know,
just something we've almost never had intervening 2.5 years.
and of course, it's always going to be a little bit of an advantage for U.S. players because Evo is in our time zone, et cetera, et cetera. So it's easier on the travel and the jet lags and stuff. But I mean, a lot of the games here at Evo have not had this opportunity yet. Even games like Strive with, you know, really good net code, and but then there's games like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus that have just never had this chance. And
c'è anche Persona 4 Ultimate.
Evo
O almeno penso la remastered.
finally throw down and find out who
Diciamo
is the best.
faccia da
We
sponsor.
haven't had that chance in Street Fighter V, this version of Street Fighter V. We haven't had the Champion Edition version here at Evo, in person, offline, sitting right next to the opponent. Moving into our next one, we're going to have SoFlo Jet Set versus Marky McFly.
Marky. We've got to send you back to the future.
God, who better to do that than Rose?
For those who I wish to protect.
She can tell you your future, maybe she can send you there too.
And Rose is a character that definitely is considered very strong. In fact, one of the best Rose players, Filipino Man, has even said that they feel like Rose is...
Marky McFly, vabbè, dai.
She's got great buttons. She has pretty good Oki. She's got some nice setups for herself. Great, it confirms. We're seeing a bunch of that right now from SoFlo Jet Set.
Oh no, drops that combo. But Marky, unfortunately, wasn't ready for it. Oh, regular DP, not even EX DP? Okay.
Io raga, sarei tentato dal voler provare a vedere l'Evo questa notte. L'Evo di Tekken 7, mo vediamo raga.
That is quite a button.
Perché ho chiesto un attimo pure sul gruppo, hanno detto che dovrebbe essere o domani alle 19. Il che vorrebbe dire saltare Saturday Night.
Marky
Vorrebbe
here,
dire
dude. I'm not gonna
saltare
stop
completamente.
Marty, dude.
Impossible.
Oh no. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those rod drills.
Oppure,
Again, they're not blows. There's not the neutral tool that you want to use a lot of the time.
You can make the look and block, but that's a really specific situation.
Tanto per una sera che non lo
Jet Set
faccio
with a
non
strong here.
succede.
Let's see if he makes sure- Oh,
Succede-
yeah, there we
non
go.
succede il finimondo.
Combo in the middle there. I love it from Jet Set.
And
And
you know-
Marky actually looks over at Jet Set with some smile on his face. He's basically like, good stuff. Good work. Good work.
Yeah, those are one of those ones where you lose and you're just like, all right, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that one. But again, I mean, honestly, like, you know, one of the critiques of Street Fighter V very early on was that not a particularly combo-heavy game. At this point in time, though, so many characters have so many crazy combos and so many different paths, and especially a lot of the later characters that have been added. Like, if you haven't seen a high-level Akira, oh my goodness.
Right, yeah. Ooh, that was the range where it probably was going to be safe on boss. Here we
Oh,
go.
Mary Kay,
Marky.
yeah, this is what
Shady.
Cammy does.
One thing about her, she does not have great wake up. She's got strike involved, but not throw involved.
And good tech. Oh, is that going to be the punish?
Oh, let's go.
Yep, and now you're going to get the juggle afterwards, the full combo off of the mirrors, the mirror images. Look how much damage that did. Cammy, of course, has been getting less and less health throughout the time of Street Fighter V.
true.
Oh, here we go. Big chance here. Not going to go for the follow-up.
Oh, still a big chance, actually. Down that grab, the whip could have been punished for the kill. Hold on a second.
No, it was just a weird angle, and he went for the standing medium punch. It wasn't fast enough to combo, and that means Jet Set now is at match point.
The same pool that has 801 Strider and Chris T, as we were talking about before.
Oh man, well, unfortunately,
Cioè,
for
comunque
Marky
davvero
right now,
partecipare a un
things are
torneo così importante, raga,
getting heavy.
bisogna
Gonna
pure
have to make sure he can take it, 'cause this is the
saper
last
avere,
round for him.
diciamo, calma e sangue freddo. Allora, devo dire la verità, che a me è piaciuto questo Street Fighter, non è piaciuto tantissimo. Ma non perché il gioco è brutto, ma perché non mi sono divertito a giocarlo come per dire è stato con Third Strike o con Ultra Street Fighter 4. Poi consideriamo, a me, poi vabbè, considerando i vari fattori positivi, per carità mi ha fatto piacere il fatto magari di rivedere, l'idea di rivedere le arene del passato. Cioè, tipo questa arena di Kami che era presente in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Questa era l'arena di Kami in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Il combattimento. Oppure, o insomma, in generale, vedere le arene dei vecchi Street Fighter in questo gioco. Nonché anche la modalità Arcade Edition per ogni singolo gioco. Cioè, raga, veramente. Da una parte Guilty Gear, dall'altra parte Street Fighter, no? Cioè, per Mortal Kombat, cioè, raga, non si sa quando comunque ci sarà. Penso il Mortal Kombat domani lo faranno.
Maybe he just wasn't thinking
Che è un
forward enough.
torneo che ha pochi partecipanti,
Could be what it was.
credo.
So we're making our way
Oh,
through
sì,
pools
sicuramente.
here. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us here at the beginning of Evo 2022. This is the first
Cioè, il
wave of
Mortal
pools.
Kombat, raga, veramente è un gioco che ormai è morto. Non è, cioè, è morto da praticamente un paio d'anni a questa parte. Cioè, purtroppo la community italiana che abbiamo, raga, è veramente forte, ma purtroppo, cioè, non ha supporto, non ha supporto. Cioè, veramente una buona community, cazzo.
Like such a tiny point. But
Cioè,
honestly,
veramente
this is
una
the best
buona
schedule I've seen
community,
at a
secondo
major
me.
event. Because you can actually control F. All right, you can tell how like scarred I am by trying to figure out like what's going on at any one time in lots of majors. You can actually go to the schedule and actually search for what you want to see, and it'll actually tell you right away. So check it out at evo.gg, I think /schedule.
I mean, if you've been part of the fighting game community for a long time, it doesn't take much for us for an event site to really impress you.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, for sure, nicely done to the staff, of course.
Yeah.
Getting us that nice convenient schedule, and again, it is a weekend long of fighting game, just absolute insanity. And again, top 8s are going to be going on every single day.
Io comunque voglio il ritorno di Marvel vs Capcom 2 all'Evo, ragazzi.
For
Cioè, voglio
Evo,
il ritorno.
which is going to be more of a variety.
Cazzo sta
there's gonna be
facendo?
panels, there's going to be you know, top 8s, like I said. Exhibitions are going on there right now. Also, you know, if you guys are looking for something that was like the jump off from past years, the PlayStation stream, actually, twitch.tv/PlayStation, is where that home is going to be. And you will see me on there a couple
Ma
of times.
impazzito.
Hey, let's go. All right, well, up next, we're going to have Alpha B versus Koei. This is in pool B70. That pool has Mona.
Ai, Mr. V. Ai.
Seed of pool. But Alpha B seeded
Mr.
as well.
VFDC.
He's a good player out of Illinois area, and we'll be able to see him play against Koei here.
Yeah, and we talked about, you know, the balance of this game.
What
and
the
everything like
fuck?
that. Don't forget, Mona
Ah.
winning CEO
Ah, okay,
over
vabbè.
Octagon. Not this recent CEO, but the previous one, before, previous CEO. He won with Fong. Before
Vabbè, dai.
the definitive match, before Fong got even
Guarda,
more
per un attimo
buff.
questo mi sa che questo è,
So,
questo è
Mono
impazzito, ho
here
detto.
really looking to make a
Che
deep
cazzo di
run,
configurazione
and,
stava
I ran
mettendo?
into him earlier this
Capisco
weekend.
che alcuni
Told me
PG
he
sono
entered like
particolari,
4
però
games and he
cazzo,
just
dai,
couldn't
manco a
stop
certi
a bunch of them
livelli.
because he wanted to focus on this game so much.
There's a lot of competitive drive.
Si sa se il side event...
So there we go.
Non ti so dire, non mi sono informato. Io ero interessato a quello di Tekken 7 e da quel che so forse domani lo faranno, quindi domani alle 19, quindi non lo so. Boh, non so se intendono le 19 del nostro fuso orario o del loro, il che significherebbe le 3 del mattino, tipo una roba del genere. Tanto male che vada lo recupero poi io. Lo recupero poi con calma. Poi lo recupero io con calma. Quindi
Semis is the last one that's played, so we're not playing losers finals.
Got
fatto
it,
con
got
altri
it, got it,
tornei.
got it. Okay, so it is 2 out and loser side. Then. Got it. Okay, I read the bracket wrong. I read the UI incorrectly. So that's my bad. All right, but we've got Devil Bison going up against Devastator Jury here. We've got Constructicon Jury.
Jury, huh?
Did you see? Like, check out the colors.
I already know what colors you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see green and purple, that's the first thing that comes into my mind, dude. Constructicon.
Yeah, okay.
Well then.
All right,
Yeah,
I can see it,
dude,
sure.
I mean,
Sure.
seriously. The Scavenger, Long Haul, Bone Crusher, Hook, Scrapper, which one is it? You know, Mixmaster, I have to name the last one.
devo dire Bison in confronto ai vecchi Street Fighter l'hanno parecchio semplificato. Hanno abbastanza semplificato.
Yeah, it's so interesting because Bison
Hanno
has been
abbastanza
so strong for
semplificato.
so long, yet
Ma
the results
chissà
for the character
se in
don't
Street
seem to
Fighter
match
6
the
tornerà,
strength of the
ma ne
character.
dubito fortemente perché secondo la storyline Street Fighter 6 dovrebbe addirittura essere ambientato dopo Street Fighter 3, dovrebbe essere ambientato, quindi
And that is not something you see very often. If you see a perfect, almost always it's like
chi lo sa.
15 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
A blow up. That was just a consistently strong approach into the corner.
Yeah, depending on the game, of course, because, you know, if you're playing DNF and you can get perfect by Swiftmaster because his combos take about 30 seconds.
Boy, would love to just find anything.
Yeah, right now,
That's activation point, but
dude, Alpha B is just going in, and this is just one of those situations. Look, if you're a player like Alpha B right now,
Beh, dai,
you are
ci sta.
smelling blood. You are recognizing right now that Koei has not been able to handle this rush down. So if you're Alpha B, like sometimes when you play, you'll start playing and you'll be aggressive, but you want to back off because you don't want to go in too hard, or maybe between games you want to change it up to throw something different at them. I feel like in this situation for Alpha B, he hasn't seen any signs from Koei that Koei has the ability to stop this offense.
Dai, l'anno
So I'm
prossimo
Alpha B,
parto
I
anch'io
would
per
just
Leo.
keep going in
Dai,
as much as
su.
possible.
I'm totally with you. That is what
Magari.
we said about Alpha B here. He got away with stealing a lot of turns. There were a bunch of lights.
Beh, l'anno prossimo se uscirà Tekken 8 partirò per Levo, dai.
Down forward Pierce, which is a gap of like 10 frames as well.
Spero ovviamente scaprimo quanto prima Tekken 8 perché mi sono rotto i coglioni del 7.
And the whip punish slides, dude, from
E
Alpha
veramente
B.
la gente si è rotta veramente le palle del settimo capitolo. Cioè ormai boh. E ci ho giocato abbastanza al 7, non è che dici non ci ho giocato.
Yeah, honestly, the way that Alpha B played, you saw that sequence. He got in there again and just did the same thing again, just rushed out. And what a great start for this again, throwing after those plus frames off of the hit. Look at this range that he's been playing. I like that Koei. We haven't seen that from Koei, but he drops the combo, unfortunately.
Oh my god!
And then he found the right time. The light punch.
Altro che lo
Oh,
spam.
there it is. That's exactly what we need to see. And by the way, great medium kick to be able to steal turns with.
Oh, sta...
It's just
Madonna, ha
not
vinto
paying off in
praticamente.
the end. Alphabet with a just classic. You can see on the face of the player on the left there. Just a
What?
classic
Ma...
showing of how strong Bison can be.
Ah, stavo dicendo
Getting in the
adattatore.
corner,
Cioè,
where you
il
have
pad Xbox
the
One.
read on when the opponent is gonna
Adattatore.
try to press buttons or not. That
Questo
character
no,
is
per
very
tornare a
good
dire.
within those situations.
Yeah, that kind of pressure right there. That's what should be illegal, right? I mean, honestly.
Con il Brook
so-
Super Converter.
But you know, nicely done by Alpha. And as we said, there was no signs
Sono le
from
più
Koei
consigliate
that he
queste.
was figuring out
Sti
the right
sti
time to
cazzo
hit
di
buttons
converter
to
sono
find his way
straconsigliate
out.
per
And that sequence
chi,
where Alpha B did,
per chi parte, per chi
what,
gioca ai
5
tornei o
or
in
4
generale.
Psycho Axes in a
Cioè,
row?
veramente sono
Like, when you
straconsigliate.
do
Chi
that,
le
I've
sputtana,
told people
secondo
oftentimes
me,
when you
boh.
play fighting games, you'll have that one moment where you just know everything your opponent's gonna do, and he did
Io
all
infatti
those
ne ho
in a
un
row,
paio,
then a
ho
low jab
questo
and
e
interrupted,
quello
but one time he
per
finally pressed
quello per,
buttons.
per la PlayStation
That
1 e
is
per la
when you
PlayStation 2.
Play
Possiedo.
fighting games and you're like, I get it.
I feel like the biggest genius in the world in those moments. Oh, that is a great feeling for sure.
Oh man. So there you go, Alpha B doing a really great job there.
E poi tra l'altro
advancing
questa l'ho
forward in the
presa,
bracket. We've
io la
got a
presi, questa
lot
qua la
more
comprai
amazing action
per
coming up
il
after this
mio-
break.
per il
Don't
mio
go
coso,
anywhere more.
per il mio
Street
vecchio
Fighter 5 here at
per il
Evolution
mio vecchio
2022
Round
after
2
this
di
break.
Street Fighter 4 che tra l'altro è stato lo stick con il
The
quale ho
Evo team would like
partecipato
to
all'Evo
give a
dell'anno
big thank you to
scorso.
Fresh Cut, the
Questo
highlight
per dire,
partner
no?
of Evo 2022. Finally, a dedicated home for gaming's
Cut.
best moments. Find all of today's top trending FGC
No, io i
games,
Mad Cats li
creators,
adoro,
and
cioè i
tournament
stick della
highlights
linea
all
Mad
in one
Cats
place
li
with
ho,
Fresh
li ho
Cut.
adorati,
Fresh Cut is the next
Vorrei tanto
generation
vedere di
creator
recuperare
content
un
platform,
coso,
redefining
un
engagement
vecchio
between
SE.
creators and fans to help
magari
communities build
o quello
and grow.
di quello di
Remember to catch
WWE
all
All
the
Stars
highlights
o quello
this
di Street
weekend
Fighter
with the
4 mi
Fresh
fa
Cut Evo
differenza.
2022 Best Moments playlist live each day in the Fresh Cut app at 1 p.m.
Vorrei vedere di
Pacific.
recuperare.
Check out Fresh Cut over at
C'è anche quello di Tatsunoko vs
freshcut.gg/evo.
Capcom, quello è solo per la Wii. Purtroppo. Invece di quelli attuali non mi piacciono proprio né il LGO, né il Mad Cats IGO, né il Tournament Edition 3 che deve uscire. Il problema di Mad Cats, sapete qual è? Che ha seguito una strada parecchio brutta, ma parecchio, che la gente proprio, cioè, sta non detestando di più. Ha scelto una strada veramente, quella degli stick, io in certo senso universal. Infatti, tipo un esempio, l'IGO ha la caratteristica che se va usato su console bisogna attaccare alla porta USB l'omonimo controller della console al quale vai a giocare. A parte che è una copia spuderata del Gamester C2, quello cazzo, quello stick, l'IGO. Ma pure il Tournament Edition 3 praticamente hanno preso il design del TE2 e del TE2 Plus, l'hanno un attimino fatto più compatto, hanno praticamente allontanato di 10.000 metri la leva dai tasti e hanno messo appunto la caratteristica della compatibilità multipla. Io immagino quanto farà schifo. Tra l'altro ho visto per gli annunci, vabbè, c'è anche il nuovo Daisha, che spero esca quanto prima, che io all'originale me lo sono anche perso, peccato. Mi sono capitate tante occasioni di riuscire a prenderne uno, mannaggia. Io il Daisha lo vorrei tanto provare, so che è un ottimo entry level per i principianti. E tra l'altro è anche ottimo come tournament, dato che è uno dei più utilizzati. Cioè roba che è uno stick e tu lo prendi e te lo tieni così, nemmeno bisogno di modifiche o buttano varie. Alla fine guarda, penso che se aspetto comunque devo dipendere quando sarà il nuovo modello, il nuovo Daisha prenderò. Anche perché consideriamo il fatto, raga, che la multipla compatibilità che c'è, raga, perché è compatibile con PS5, PS4, PS3, perché se collegato in modalità PS4 funziona anche su PS3, PC. Cioè, meglio di così.
Thank you to Hori for their continued support of Evo. They've been our supporters for countless years and have had
Quindi Ori è
top-notch
stata
fight stick
parte,
and controller products for fighting game competitors. Their
parte
newest product is no exception,
diciamo
bringing you the Hori Fighting Stick
integrante del
Alpha for
coso.
PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. Check it out for yourself over at HoriUSA.com.
Quindi ora è stata una parte integrante come sponsor per la realizzazione. Ah no, questo è vecchio,
Game for MLB.
2016. Stiamo dicendo due Mad Cats T2, uno dice uno dice. Oh santo Dio, dai. Quando ancora Mad Cats esisteva, perché Mad Cats ha fallito più o meno nel 2017, ha fallito come azienda. E poi mo come abbiamo fatto tornare sul mercato. A parte si vede qua era praticamente questa era la prima. Questa è la. Questa o è la season 1 o la season 2. Mi sembra la season 2 sia. Mi sembra questa la season 2 era. Per 5. Se non proprio la season 1, la versione vanilla del gioco. Questa è proprio la versione vanilla. Sì, sì, la versione vanilla è questa, cazzo. Io questa versione non l'ho mai provata, onesto. Anche se sapevo che era una versione che ha avuto non pochi problemi. Non pochi. Porco Dio. Però se non altro almeno avevi tutti i PG di base. Avevi. Cosa che chi ha iniziato come me con l'Arcade Edition, diciamo lasciamo sta. Cioè pure hanno messo pure come DLC pure i personaggi della Season 1. Che pezzi di merda quelli della Capcom. Cioè comunque si vede la differenza di gameplay fra quando era Street Fighter 4 e Street Fighter 5. A me purtroppo raga ripeto questo Street Fighter non mi è mai piaciuto tantissimo, anzi.
Fortunate for him. Speaking of recovering in time, oh no! Just got caught by the rapid short on the way down. Goichi now, match point over MLB.
I wonder if it was one of those situations where Goichi thought he was going to go for instant air, instant head stomp for the quick overhead.
Who knows?
E poi cosa cazzo è quell'orso, boh?
Walk up throw.
MLB saying, I know you're scared. I know you're going to play defensive. I'm going to get up for the throw.
The jump over this time is good. Confirm from Goichi has the corner carry. And again, fireball setup very safe. Doesn't have to commit to the dash up pressure. Anti-air works this time, gets under. Confirm from
Poi
Goichi.
comunque raga allora vi dico termino il discorso, per quanto riguarda Shenmue lo riprenderò, sì, ma lo riprenderò magari da lunedì. Lo volevo riprenderlo così almeno ho tutto il tempo per riorganizzarmi tutto il programma. Di certo raga vi dico Tekken 7 non ho più intenzione di portarlo. Tekken 7 non ho più intenzione di portarlo, perché veramente mi sono rotto i coglioni. Piuttosto porto altro. Comunque è bella sta cosa che dimostrano diciamo i match diciamo del passato, delle vecchie edizioni. Io ripeto, ho iniziato ad approcciarmi nel mondo dei picchiaduro competitivo, perché io i picchiaduro già li guardavo, li seguivo quando mi capitava, perché giocavo anche altro. E nel 2018 da allora ho iniziato a dedicarmi corpo, anima, corpo e cuore. Anzi, 2018 ho comprato il primo stick e ho iniziato a diciamo entrare in questo mondo. Ho iniziato proprio a dedicarmi al competitivo dal 2019, a seguire i tornei e cose così. Sono quindi circa 3 anni che sono in questo mondo. No, quasi 4, anzi quasi 4, perché nel 2023 saranno 4 anni. Io ho iniziato proprio all'estate del 2018, ho iniziato all'estate del 2019 quando ho comprato l'Ori Rap 4.
Welcome back to Evolution 2022 for Street Fighter V. If you've been watching a lot of Street Fighter V, one of the next players that we're coming up, probably a very familiar face to everyone out there, Mr. Brian F.
A very strong player indeed. A player who has in the past made some big top 8s, who has threatened to almost make it to Capcom although made a name for himself as a boxer player, as a Balrog player, has really been playing Oro.
Yeah.
And my expectation is that we're going to see him play Oro here as well. Looks like that's actually already on the screen. We'll see as that loads in just a little bit. And his Oro is really good. I mean, he's done a lot of good work with the character. I've had a conversation with him about the character, and he was honest. He said that he doesn't think that Oro is as strong as Boxer. He thinks that, you know, if he was here to exclusively give himself the best chance to win, that it would be with Balrog.
Okay.
But
okay.
that he really just enjoys Oro, and it's just like a route into caring more about how he does.
Yo, yeah.
And I absolutely understand that, and even though he doesn't think that Oro's as good as Boxer, he still thinks that Oro's pretty good. It's not like Oro's a bad character, and that he has done, in fact, some good work with the character. He's made like top 8 at Texas Showdown and other events as well.
Yeah, look, again, you know, people often look at the tier lists, you know, and, you know, oh, what character should I play? Let's look at the tier list. Honestly, connecting with a character is such an important factor in fighting games. And as you can see here, I'm going to say Charain or Charain with the Vega Claw. Now, obviously, this character is another one of those characters that has been buffed throughout the years and has really gotten to a point right now where this character is a major threat. Ooh. But, of course, Brian F starting off really strong here, getting the throw. Oh, didn't punish in time. That move is really tricky. Rolling Crystal Flash from Vega just has this crazy, weird, short block stun after you block it. And so a lot of times mentally you just hit the button too late. And of course, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of life lead you get on Oro. The match is never over until it's over. Thanks to that Tengu Stone.
In fact, in some ways, maybe the match just begins. Yo, wow.
Oh, well, never mind.
From Charain, who takes round 1 here from Honduras.
Oh, nice. Okay. Got players representing from all over the globe as usual, and it's great to see. What is it? I think they said there were 63 countries represented here. You know, obviously not the record as the way that, you know, lockdown is happening in a lot of places and such, and traveling has been very, very difficult. But a player from Honduras, very exciting to see.
Yeah, cool. Just to the other side, just barely. Brian F now taking the opportunity to go in, plus turn stand, medium kick, knocking on the door, and just like that, Charain. Ooh. Maybe back to a little bit more ground control. And what I like too is that Charain has, although been zoned out, he's also done a great job at not challenging in some situations. Yeah, like not trying to challenge right there.
Dude, that was a negative. Rolling Crystal Flash and a rolling Crystal Flash. What?
Heel turn, baby.
There is some disrespect here from Charain's side.
Ragazzi.
Is it over yet?
Oh, è forte sto Vega. Sto Vega sta praticamente massacrando. Sto Vega sta massacrando l'avversario.
Look, like I said, he thinks that Boxer gives him the best chance. He doesn't think it's as compelling and interesting to do, but you know, it's Evo. I wouldn't be surprised to see the switch here. By the way, this is in winners semis of this pool. So winner here will make it into winners finals. And again, if you make it to winners finals, you have qualified from the pool. Just remains to be seen whether in winners or losers side. So this is a big match for him right here.
He's thinking about it. And did he go to the character change? I think he did.
I believe so.
I think he did. Yep, here we go. So Brian F potentially switching to Boxer, to Balrog. Of course, M. Bison in Japan, which is why we call, oh, actually all the way back to over here. Interesting.
Maybe he has different buttons. Some players do that with characters, or maybe not, whatever. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that is the best call for him to do.
The Oro didn't do much.
The Oro didn't do much, yeah. There was a brief period of zoning control, but he didn't actually even activate V-Trigger, and that's a big bummer for him. So yeah, it is going to be Boxer.
Yeah, again, you know, that Tengu Stone's so strong. He really is kind of one of those characters that, like, you kind of play the best you can until you get that V-Trigger, and then the game starts. But that's a high-risk character, because obviously you got to lose. Like,
right, yeah. Either hit him with a ton of V-Skill balls.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's going to be Balrog, V-Trigger 1, V-Skill 1, a pretty standard loadout right now, especially this season. It makes sense to me.
Okay.
And we'll see what this goes like. I actually played against Brian just randomly on CFN the other day as Boxer, and I was surprised to see that because I thought that he was just playing Oro. So he is keeping the character alive. Yeah, it's not like he's only playing Oro these days.
You gotta do that, man. You gotta make sure that you're ready for everything, and he's got this. But of course, if you're ready for everything, that also means that Charain is also gonna be ready for everything. Let's see if he can fight this fight here. You see a lot of the neutral jumps, but we haven't seen any of the screw-uppers from Brian F just yet.
Yeah, that's going to be huge here. If that comes up, Charain doing a great job at pressing buttons at excellent ranges. Until Brian F moves in, he's got the corner. There's important to see the anti-air.
Yes. Yeah, especially against a character like Vega, who has a very fast jump as well.
That range is tough. Oh, too far.
Oh, okay, now air to
Actually
air.
escape. Yeah, stay out of here.
You know, those are kind of a nice situation, because even if you get hit out of the air, you get into an air reset. But look at this, Charain! Back-to-back command throws.
Oh, stay on the turn.
Vai, vai, vai,
Brian F with the
cazzo.
shift out. Okay.
Oh, he
Set
didn't
up.
have the meter. He didn't have the meter for the EX. Here comes Brian. Delayed button, but then gets the counter hit combo.
Ragazzi.
Afterwards, Brian F surviving that one. I feel like Charain thought maybe he was
Ragazzi,
going to build the
davvero.
meter for the EX on the juggle after the V trigger. The counter hit.
Wow. Oh,
Ma non so
Brian
più o meno a
is
che ora
around.
durano, fino a quanto durano le
Yeah, this spot
pulse.
right here, that character's got a plus
Penso,
frame.
penso almeno un paio d'ore se le fanno.
Palma. The walk speed to make it
Ah,
as
per
well.
niente, raga.
That's punished. Here's Brian.
Yeah, but if you're Charain, you can't feel discouraged, because that was a really great round for yourself. Oh, punishes it properly, and Brian F is going all in with the offense now. How much damage can he get out? He's got one bar. Is it gonna be enough?
Madonna mia! Ah, allora sto...
White, but then just goes for
A parte il fatto che mi sembra che Brian F non è la prima volta che lo sento come nome di giocatore.
Ties it up 1-1.
Questo player non è la prima
You see
volta.
the difference it makes when he makes his character change.
And not just that, but
Non è la prima volta,
look,
onesto.
strong character for sure.
Può
in
essere che
general.
in passato
But
l'abbia
he
visto,
also
non mi
is
ricordo.
easily applied
Ma che?
in situations where you want
Basta
to
il fare Alpha 2.
be safe and not take risks.
Allena.
And some of what we saw from Brian,
Questa è una
including in
sezione
the
anime.
series, is him just doing very safe stuff. Pressing buttons when it's your turn, right? Plus frame situations, not really taking big risks in neutral, and Boxer can really shine in that style. He doesn't need to take risks. and
Dopo
that's
provo
good for Charain is when there have been risks.
Lo vado a guardare.
it's basically been Charain dominant.
Plus frame set up there. He's trying to get that stun, but Charain will be safe from that, but he is down a lot of life right now. Okay, good check. Got 2 hits, but not going to get much off of that. Yeah.
Really? Okay, wow.
Alright. Got the trigger 2 activated. Can he find the time to land it? He's been pretty successful on getting that, the parry, basically.
Yeah, he has. Said it a couple of times. Puts it back on, not quite there. Plus frames for Brian. Charain tried to challenge.
Still has that trigger, but you can see it draining. Caught him from the other side, goes for the
Vai,
reset.
vai.
Got caught low, plus frames. Ah, there it was. He did it on the plus frames. What a smart decision by Charain. But even more smart by Brian F to be aware that he could have tried to go for the parry in between those buttons.
It is safety first offense for Brian right now. He's not taking risks, and it's really paying off.
Yeah, we had said how Charain had been basically 2 for 2 with that parry up to that point. So Brian definitely aware that he is willing to go for that.
Okay, blocking is important to see here for Charain. He tried something.
Wasn't a counter hit though.
Really trying to make the same medium happen, and it's a good one.
So interesting that Charain goes for the rolling crystal flash just in the middle of neutral like that. Like I said, it's definitely punishable, and Brian F showed earlier he has that punish timing down
Ho
now.
il mio Discord personale.
A lot of meter on the side of Charain.
A lot of gray life on Brian's side, and again, just escaping out of there. Here it is. Oki comes for Charain. And Brian, look, just blocking it out. He is not taking risks. I feel like he would have taken a grab there. He is absolutely playing his safety first style.
Take the throw, man. There's a reason we say it, dude.
Look
Because
at it. What a jump over.
wasn't able to punish in time because I think he went with the wrong jump attack choice. But Charain here still has the...
Madonna mia!
He did it.
Bravo, so bravo, cioè, cazzo.
Point now between Brian
Che poi io,
and Charain
la per dire, la nuova
today for his
meccanica di gioco
Final game.
non ho ancora
Final
capito
round.
come cazzo
Who's
si
gonna
segue.
advance
Match
forward? It's gonna be
point.
Brian F versus Charain.
Madonna,
Gonna
chissà
come
chi
in here
vince.
and for a lot of people will probably
Dai,
consider an upset. but
Brian
like I
F
said,
gli sta dando
how do you
fa.
The
know?
Knicks are finally coming out for Brian, and they were all working.
Ooh.
Look at that orange bar. Charain's in
Forse
big
ce la può
trouble.
fare.
All right, activation, yeah. All right, finally the stun going away, so he's
Vai.
safe from that. We've got a lot of work to do at this point.
Vai.
Brian F coming in there.
Ce l'ha
with the
fatta!
shimmy to end it out.
Ce l'ha
Brian
fatta!
F surviving
Porca
after the oil
troia.
did not work out. Was
E
able to
andiamo.
come back 2
Porca
games in a
di
row
quella tru-
and take it over Chadain.
If you're a player
Ce l'ha
who's trying to
fatta,
learn how to
cosa
play
ce
in
l'ha
tournaments,
fatta?
by which I mean not just get good at the
Portacci.
game, but how do you approach the like meta strategy
Yeah.
of tournament play? That is a fantastic set to look at and to learn from by Brian F. So in game number 1, he uses a character that he likes. It doesn't go well. Okay, go back to the character that, by the way, he doesn't hate. I don't want to make it seem like he hates. And but it's stronger and makes that work. And then in the first game with his boxer, he was very safe. He was patient. He didn't take risks. He didn't even overextend. He didn't even extend sometimes, even when it was actually his turn, right? By many matchups. And he learned through that time how to approach when it felt like him, you know, likely.
Io
to
vi
hand
dico,
that terrain move.
vorrei tanto guardarlo e...
That
Io levo
paid
di
off.
Tekken 7, allora vi dico la verità.
Strategic
Cioè io
switch
ho il timore
to
che lo
be
faranno
extremely
stanotte alle
explosive
3.
in that final round.
Io vi dico, vorrei
So,
guardarlo in
from
diretta.
you lose to,
Se
okay,
non
maybe
ce la
I'm
faccio
playing
lo guarderemo
safely,
ovviamente
I'm
domani,
not
così
taking
come ho
risks, I
fatto con
need to make
il
it
Red
through
Bull
this
Comité,
game.
così
And
come ho
then you
fatto
have
con
learned
Zio,
what to do,
così come ho
and in the
fatto
very
con
final round,
tutti gli altri
you put that
tornei.
into practice,
Perché chiaramente
and
raga
you
non,
see the result
non
of
so
how
orari,
explosive
non
that
sono
was
orari
and how
proponibili.
Brian F really,
Alle 3 di notte,
dominated
cioè
that end.
Yeah,
con
you
tutta la buona
remember
volontà non
in
riesco
the
a stare
Alpha
sveglio
Team
così
match, I
tardi,
was
fino a
saying,
così
like,
tardi.
you know, you can change it up all of a sudden from defense to offense or offense to defense. And I was saying
Ah,
that
un
I
altro
feel
che
like
usa uno
Alpha B
stick,
needed to do that.
vecchio stick della
Well,
scuola
Brian F,
Xbox,
that, like you
vecchio
were
stick
saying,
vecchia scuola tipo
perfect
Xbox.
example of that. He was playing very careful, then all of a sudden in the last
Cioè
round,
devo dire i
threw
Brook
a
Super
completely
Converter
different look at it
sono
and,
molto
caught Chadain
diffusi.
off guard.
Ma
And
questo è
yeah, so
Smug.
Brian F is in the
non
winners
ci avevo
finals
nemmeno
of this
fatto
pool,
caso.
but look at this. Man, this has got to be winners finals of this pool.
Questo è Smug, cazzo.
Verify that, but I bbelieve that is correct.
Oh, I see. So it's
Voglio
not,
vedere che cazzo
Chadain,
combina.
it's
Sicuramente
actually
giocherà con
Chadain
Barrock, giocherà.
Honduras. Chadain HN.
Oh, all right. Well,
Certo,
my
dai
bad.
tempi di
Yeah,
Ultra
sorry
Street
about
Fighter
that. I mean,
4,
we
raga, è
got all
cambiato
capital
parecchio,
letters
porca
over here.
puttana.
True.
On our thing, but on Smash Start.gg, we can see the uppercase and lowercase.
Well, shout out to the Honduran team.
Yeah, apologies, you know, I definitely
Tanto
always try
ci
to
metto la mano
correct
sul
it
fuoco
out,
che
but
Smug
it's
arriverà in finale. O almeno se non arriva in finale arriva in top 8. Cioè, Madonna che brutto Ken, così. Questo costume.
So again, both have qualified for the next round by making winners finals. However, big difference between winning this set and qualifying for the next round and winners versus losers, and then that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
Your road is literally twice as long to making grand finals if that's going to happen for you. And nobody wants to be in that spot. So big one on the line.
Ed è iniziata.
yeah, of course, Smug, one of the most popular
Smug
players, one of the
contro
most popular
Integra.
Twitch streams of the fighting game community. But Integra, who has been
Subito.
a Ken loyalist pretty much forever.
E
He's been
Barrock
playing
è un
Ken all the way
personaggio
throughout Street Fighter
difficile,
4,
ma anche
all the way
per
now
più
to
ragioni.
Street Fighter 5, and as we
Un po'
said,
diciamo
Ken
il moveset
might be
tra
the
virgolette
strongest
limitato a
Shoto
causa
in
del
the
fatto
game
che
right now.
Yeah, if
puoi
you
usare
don't
solo i
mind,
pugni
it's not a
con
Shoto. It's not a Shoto,
Yeah.
okay.
ma anche per il
Yeah,
filo del
okay,
fatto
fair,
che
fair.
comunque non è un personaggio facile da manovrare.
I'm just talking about
Cioè
dudes who
Ken
fight
per
in
dire è
that
già un
class.
personaggio molto più versatile ed è molto consigliato soprattutto per i primi giocatori alle prime armi.
Integra's been caught in the corner. He got that trigger too.
Sti cazzi. Oi!
The reactions
Bella
come
attacco.
instead on Smug's side.
No, ma non vi ripeto, non vi dico quante ore ho passato sia su Ultra Street Fighter 4 sia su... Ne ho passate di ore. Poi diciamo, io diciamo ho iniziato a mollare Street Fighter nel momento stesso in cui ho comprato Tekken 7. Ho iniziato a mollare Street Fighter.
He's got a good V system, he's got good options all across that.
Yeah, a lot of the things that made him strong in Season 1 are kind of back for him, basically. Because in Season 1, you know, I mean, obviously... If we
Io
had
guarda,
played
fra gli
for a very
annunci,
long
allora,
time,
non
Ken
dico,
might not have
spero
been
quantomeno per...
at the top in Season 1, but he was
Scusate un
really
secondo raga, mi
strong,
stanno chiamando.
for a long time.
I feel like it's for a different reason in my mind, in the sense that in Season 1, he was explosive and damaging, but hit confirms hadn't really evolved in the same way yet. And now, when he hits you with a crouching medium kick, he has approximately a year to hit confirm into something else. And so that's really dangerous. That range right, that's really dangerous. You see Smug playing around it. Yes, he wants to be active and pressing buttons, but if he's not, he wants to be outside of that range.
Yeah, it's so interesting that single hit confirm has become such a major part of this game.
Oh yeah, huge. Integra finds it.
Okay, doesn't go for the full. So saves a bunch of that meter there, goes for the fake.
Smug's here. Integra again needs to find some hit, but the way Smug's playing is that his nice convert.
Alright, he's gonna get the juggle here. Not gonna build up for a meter, isn't gonna get the super afterwards. Fakes again. He has not gone for the throw on that situation yet. And every time Smug has been patient, I think Integra was thinking, you know what, you're gonna expect the throw this time for sure. And no, so let's see if he tries to go for the throw next time, but then Smug might be like, nope, you know what, you're gonna go for the throw this time.
Always impressed with Smug's defense. It's a huge part. Oh no, the lack of confirm!
Okay, plus, but no one
Big
pushing
chance here for
very
Integra.
hard.
He's got the corner. He's got a bunch of meter to make things plus as well. And Smug, what a stolen turn and dash in!
Yeah, and gets the back throw, but now Integra with the back throw. They are fighting for
Che
the
raga,
back
scusatemi,
throw
ecco
again.
ritornato. Ah, Smug sta vincendo. Cioè, scontato, raga, che Smug stesse vincendo era un po' scontato, però.
Got caught low, gotta watch your legs.
Non c'è partita praticamente.
Not a counter hit.
O almeno
What an
questo
offense.
Integra sta combattendo bene, però chiaramente.
Smug, what a fantastic match played
Madonna.
by Smug. His spacing was great, the offense was great, his defense, like I said, I'm always
Praticamente
impressed with
quello
Smug's
è
defense when he needed it.
il
It was
modello
there.
la VS
He looked really
Plus
good. Again, both of them
di
qualify
Mad
for
Cats
the next round.
versus
They're both
di
made it out of
Cross
pool,
Tekken,
but Smug
modificato
did
e
it
tirato
in
lucido per
winner's
l'occasione.
side, and Integra in loser's side.
Modificato nel senso di
Honestly,
all'artwork,
that
magari
last
ha
throw there
cambiato anche i
from
tasti.
Smug, he knew it was gonna kill.
Questo per
He
far
had
capire
that
quanto
scoped
ancora
out.
oggi ci siano
And
anche
he
dei
went for the
player di
back
vecchia
throw,
data.
'cause if it
Cioè,
didn't kill, he would have put him out of the corner and put himself into the corner in that situation.
gente che
there. So,
veramente
Smug with, you know,
pro player che arrivano
maybe
persino ai
not
40 anni e
necessarily the
ancora
greatest of ease,
partecipano.
doing a lot of
L'esempio
the
Justin
math
Wong,
there,
quello ha
but-
40 anni
Yeah,
passati
that should be
ancora.
enough.
Se
That
li
should
fa
be
i
enough.
tornei,
Got
se
the
li fa e
regular
come.
throw and was able
Porca
to,
troia se
you
li
know,
fa.
finish it off.
Part of why I like that offensive viewer
Se li
versus
fa e
that
come i
called out
tornei.
towards the end of that thing.
Ed è uno dei
Is
più
that
forti
not only
ancora
do you
oggi,
get
ricordiamo.
that's really nice, but
Ma
you
tra
also
l'altro
now
non lo so
built
se
Grey Light.
quest'anno
But Grey Light is
partecipa
totally
in
fine to kill
tornei di Street
when
Fighter
Yeah.
5.
you actually land
Parliamo
a
di
hit or the
Street- Ma
grab.
sicuramente,
So
cioè,
that puts you just in a really good spot. You turn the
difficile che non
opponent's offense immediately
partecipi.
into your own offense and your potential
Poi
kill
quello come
situation
cazzo
right
faccia
away.
vincere
So
ogni
very, very
cazzo di
smart usage
torneo.
of the resource by Smug, who
Cioè-
then moves on through.
Al Texas
Again,
Showdown
Smug,
è arrivato
you know, one of the
primo,
most
a quello di Street
popular
Fighter, a quello di
fighting
King of
streamers out there.
15 e non mi ricordo
You
quale
have-
altro.
if you're enjoying fighting games, if
E
you're
quello di
watching this,
3S
and
mi
you're
sembra
like,
arrivato.
I really kind of want to get into
Quello di
this
Marvel
fighting
2 non mi
game
ricordo
community
che.
thing.
No,
You know,
ma le
one,
Marvel 2 mi sa non ha
Please do.
partecipato.
It's awesome. And two, you know, check out Smug's channel, Smug the Beast.
Personally, as an old, I don't watch his
Comunque, vabbè,
streams,
questo
but I do
rimane
watch
il mio
his
stick
YouTube channel in the
preferito al
morning.
momento.
Over coffee,
Nice.
Qualche 2
That's
plus
not
che
walking
veramente rimane il mio stick preferito.
wake up the next day.
Yeah, either way works, man. Either way works for this, you know, YouTube or Twitch. For the content creators out there.
Per un attimo la
Of
webcam
course,
era andata a
coming up
puttane.
next, we're gonna have Merlin versus Afsana. So these are two players that I am not as familiar with here. And they're going to be going up against each other here, continuing along in the B section of the pools here for Street Fighter 5. And I'm trying to, yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to see where these two players are from here. Actually, they're both from the U.S., so we've got both two U.S. players. Again, you know, as I mentioned, we're definitely going to have the bulk of the players from the U.S. as Evo is in the U.S.
Che poi io in realtà comunque la webcam cosa sul green screen ho scoperto si può simulare anche grazie solo a coso, a OBS. Il problema devi avere un computer come si deve.
Jet lag,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know, a lot of players try to make sure they come out a couple of days early so they can get used to the sleeping schedule and such. And so, yeah, shout outs to everybody who did make it to EVO this year from overseas, from out of the country, to enjoy some amazing fighting game action.
So this is pool B82. On one side is 801 Strider, who we saw before. He'll play against Jet Set
Non lo
to
sai.
make winners finals. On the other side, This is the pool that has Chris T.
E poi effettivamente, ragazzi, ripeto, c'è chi usa
And you'll notice that
configurazioni
Chris T is not on stage right now. In fact, it looks like Merlin has made it past
Particolare.
Chris T.
Wow.
And
okay.
so winner of this between Merlin and Afsana will make winners finals as well.
Okay, so whoever wins this one goes up against whoever wins between 801 Strider and Jet Set.
Correct.
Interesting, and yeah, Chris T going down to Merlin, so I'm curious to see what character Merlin plays.
Pixel, c'è speranza.
Looks like we are going to get a Nash. And here, Afsana going with the Dhalsim now.
Oddio.
You know, we joke about it and everything like that, but in all seriousness, Dhalsim is one of the strongest characters in the game right now. And, you know,
Che poi,
do
raga,
I expect
guardate,
someone
un
like
Street
Mr.
Fighter 5, la
Crimson,
scelta
top
di
eight,
trigger
Arturo Sanchez,
può
top
sembrare
eight? I
magari
would
un,
be
diciamo, da un
shocked
punto di
if
vista
there was
del,
not a Dhalsim in top
di un
8.
principiante, ma dire, vabbè, uno vale l'altro.
I do think that the character is great,
No.
and I think that several players
Raga,
have great chance to
fidatevi.
make it through into the top
La
8 with
differenza
him,
si
so
nota in
I'm
cover.
with you in spirit, if not in literal text right there.
You
But
stand in my
Nash
way.
is
will
a great
kill you.
character as well. I really like what they have done with the character. They've given him much more presence when it comes to about like a third to 1/4 screen with some footsie as options. They've given him way better tools when it comes to pressure as well.
And you know what the thing about it is, if you've been playing Street Fighter V since Season 1, you really kind of haven't seen Nash since Season 1. So, you know,
Yeah.
if you're not as familiar with the character, maybe Chris T just doesn't have the Nash experience and got caught off guard by the character, but Afsana right now is just running through Merlin to start here. Yeah.
Yes, and interesting to see the attempted challenge. So this is the corner control I was talking about. He's got really good variety of whether he continues on EX like that. Yes, he's got pressure there. He's got the 3-framer nowadays. He is really strong up close.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
no, you gotta watch
Really
out for
tough
Chip
spot.
now. He's gonna, oh, he didn't go to the super.
Oh no!
Che è
The
successo?
classic error. It was gonna happen at some point, and unfortunately, it happens now.
Well, I did see it happen from second player, I think, because yeah, you see 2P pause menu up there, and the rules are generally that you can't really debate it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, at Evo, it's not up to the players.
Ah, deve esserci qualche problema con lo
and
stick,
so
deve
yeah, I mean
esserci.
honestly, if Merlin actually accidentally hit that button, he loses this round. He just loses this round. There's, again, the reason why we don't let the players get to decide whether they continue or not is because there's kind of that like unwritten pressure that you just let it rock. You know what I mean? And so like, if you don't, people are like, oh, you jerk, why, you know? And so you just make it so that no matter what, you take the round. So it's not up to the players to make that decision.
So Merlin Nash takes round number 1. He's got the corner just like that. Look, very quickly. Yeah, nicely timed. Oh, challenge attempted.
Yeah, a challenge right there again. Yoga Gale being one of the best tools in terms of plus on block. Always has been.
Oh, he's ducking though. I'm not sure this is gonna connect.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ah, no.
Okay, and you know, I kind of like that
Furbo.
decision right there from
Ha
Merlin.
mantenuto
Maybe
il sangue
wasn't
freddo
sure
perché
what
Ponti
he could have
ho
gotten.
detto no,
I think
attiva la
that's right. You
super,
can
è
grab, but I think
fottuto.
that's
Stiamo
right,
proprio
if you're not
tirando dal
100%
panico,
sure.
invece
Oh no. And you know, to be fair, like Afsana's teleport game has really been causing Merlin a lot of problems, and I feel like Afsana lost. I mean, we know
comunque
why
i
he lost
picchiaduro
round because they
competitivi
were both
moriranno
at
solo
zero
quando
health.
morirà
Yeah.
questo
But
torneo.
it was mostly when Merlin
Moriranno,
got Afsana
sicuramente.
into the corner and just caught him with a bunch of plus frames that Merlin
Certo,
didn't seem to
esistono
be familiar
centinaia di
with.
tornei che sono alla pari dell'Evo, per
It's definitely a
carità.
very movement heavy Dhalsim.
Però-
It's a very pressure heavy Dhalsim, trying to go in a lot.
Did you see Afsana? Yeah, after blocking the Sonic Boom the first time, he hit a button and he died. And you know what? Merlin's got to know he can get a free juggle off of that crouching medium punch. He is missing out on some potent damage.
Oh. Again, you see Merlin maybe trying to challenge there. Oh
That's
no!
not a juggle.
Could be
He
punish.
hit him out of the air.
Big chance now as Afsana has activation point ready as well.
Uh-oh,
If he gets a
uh-oh.
chance, I don't know. Merlin's pressuring here. Holds on to it. Uh-oh. Overhead for the game.
And again, I had talked about how Afsana was learning to block after that EX Sonic Boom. And you know what? Merlin read the exact same thing. And so that last time EX Sonic Boom, he saw Afsana blocked it the previous 2 times. And so he was like, now I'm going for the throw this time. And it's always scary because it's always that weird rule of 2, right? It didn't work twice. Let's go to the other option.
You never know. Hoping to catch Merlin off guard. All right. Grab starts things out. The way that he has taken around and been close to 2 others is through this offensive pressure, so I'd love to see him continue.
It's like I said, the teleports have really been just causing Merlin a lot of headaches right now.
Yeah,
But-
other side. Oh, boy.
Drops a combo! Oh boy. Now, look, I'm going to say this right now. We talked about how there's different aspects to playing tournaments more than just outside the game. You know Afsana's thinking about that pause. You know he's thinking about that pause, and he lost the last game, and he's down 1 game right now. This is where, as a tournament player, you have to be clutch. You have to forget about that even happened at all, and
What
just
pause?
move forward.
What
Yes,
pause?
exactly. Oh, he's the meaty.
I'm telling you, this character's got some good frame traps.
Okay, and speaking of plus frames again, and yeah, throw once again.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but that,
Yeah, once you let this V-Trigger 2 rip,
Oh,
I'm gonna cut it. This offensive mix-up stuff has been what's done it. Loads of risks taken, but they pay off.
might have been minus on that slide. He
Oh,
just
yeah,
wasn't ready
100%.
for it. Oh,
Sì, diciamo che comunque
yeah,
questi
there
2 o
it is.
3
Now
giorni
it's
li voglio
gonna
completamente
But never
dedicare
goes
all'Evo, li
away.
voglio completamente
Not if you
dedicare
keep
comunque.
bouncing it like that.
Oh,
Quindi-
boy. If you,
Quindi sabato, domenica, oggi, domani e dopodomani li voglio dedicare a questo fatidico torneo.
oh boy, here we go. Final game, final round. Merlin and Afsana. Oh no, actually not final game. Sorry, my bad. That's right. Afsana has not taken a game yet.
No, and he's in trouble right now.
Yeah, there's a
red.
stun. Look at all that meter. It was just 1 hit. No, where's the super cancel?
That's gonna work.
Okay, but he's still down a lot of health, and now, corner position.
Yeah, actually a great spot. Is that gonna hit?
Plus
No.
frames, and it goes for the throw again. Merlin with the proper reads, and he is gonna take it. And now, that mental damage that I was talking about, Afsana has to take into the loser's bracket with him right now, thinking to himself,
Peccato.
man, if that pause didn't happen,
Per
maybe
carità,
I'm still on
bello come
winner's side.
periferico,
You know what? Don't even think about it. Don't even
Sempre
sweat
più
it.
gente con
It happens,
l'Xbox.
right? So.
Easier said than done, but you're
Oh
right.
yeah.
You're right.
Oh yeah. Trust me, as a person who stuff like that happens to, and I won't forget it for like 10 years, you know?
No scherzo.
Oh man.
I hear you, man. Yeah, look, that was, I think, in part a case of Afsana really wanting to hold on to the V-Trigger meter. Some of those situations where he died were basically that he was caught in the corner. And again, Nash has good frame traps. And that's what killed him, right? Grab, that kind of...
Un paio d'ore fa è
We
iniziato il
did
torneo,
see in
quindi.
game number 1 that he V-reversaled out of Nash, doing boom into the follow-up.
Yeah.
And that's, if you expect the follow-up, that's a free way to get out. So that worked, but he didn't want to go back to that. He wanted to have the trigger and play the offense. And unfortunately for him, that was not what he needed to do.
I mean, for Dhalsim too. I mean, one of the reasons why he is so strong right now, and it's so funny too, because one of the reasons why I tease Dhalsim players so much is because they nerfed him when they introduced V-Shift. Because in their
a little bit,
documents they were saying like, V-Shift is really good for Dhalsim.
Yeah, it is.
And so a lot of people, before we figured out how V-Shift applied to everything, were just like, oh my gosh, Dhalsim, they nerfed him. He's unplayable now. Like, and then it turned out he's still pretty good.
He is good, yeah. You're right that they gave him some nerfs, but what's funny is that
Forse
some
è
of those
finito.
nerfs are actually also
Forse
like
le
beauty
pulse sono
buffs.
finite.
So like one way is that stand medium kick pushes back
Right.
less. But that also means that now you get to press stand medium kick a lot of times
Molto
and load a lot of
probabilmente
gray
le
life
pulse sono finite.
if you make the right call that they're not going to be
Inizio.
moving in those situations.
Quando
You
sarà
still have
iniziare
stand
a
strong
giocare.
to cover some of the same idea as stand medium kick previously as well. So you have kind of like maybe more options, kind of. And then the way that Gale works now, yeah, it pushes him
Battutezza
backwards in
mia,
a little
a
different way
casa
than before,
mia,
but you can
me ne
also use
vado.
that to your advantage
Right.
too for some setups. So a little nerfed, but also maybe a little buffed, and also in terms of the game-wide mechanics, definitely been helped. So I agree, man. I think Dhalsim is very strong.
I mean, one of the biggest nerfs that came with that V-Shift patch was when he was flying, he gets knocked down by normals.
Yeah.
And that's something that I felt like wasn't taken advantage of, but it doesn't matter anyway because,
How often is that coming up? I mean, you can play a certain style of Dhalsim where you're teleporting in unsafe ways. Not very common at the high level. And when it comes to even things like the V-skill float, that is most commonly used at range. And if you're using it in a range, the point of the move is to not be in range for the opponent's attacks.
Right,
Like, that is the point of float. So if the opponent beats float, like, congratulations, but like that means the Dawson player also did something wrong.
Right.
So
Sì, bisogna che
you
fida.
know, it is a nerf that's true, but it's, I think, not super consequential. Again, I'm happy with the character. As somebody who formerly played Dhalsim a lot and still really enjoys watching him, I'm happy about that. But I'm also happy about the sense that, like, he's good without being too good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
previous versions of Dhalsim. When Dhalsim's been top tier, if this is your first Street Fighter game, you're like, Dhalsim top tier? Even if you played SF4, Dhalsim top tier? When Dhalsim has been good in the past, he has deleted characters from the game. In Super Turbo,
Oh,
some of the cast is just not doable. All right, you better switch away.
Oh, best dive kick in fighting game history,
Right,
Super
yeah.
Turbo, right?
That
So-
character's got a dive kick that hits low against some characters.
And it hits at every range. And do you know how plus on block that dang thing is, dude? Oh, my
So when he's been good,
Anyway.
he's been extremely good. And it's not like that. He's just a good character. I'm really happy
Right.
about the state of that. And as you said earlier, I'm really happy about the state of the game in terms of balance in general.
I mean, look, Nash. Look at what we just saw from Nash over there. Really, really well done. And again, that's a character who we always have got his legs chopped off in season 2. And now look at him. He's back. He's really strong. And again, it's great to see the state of this game. I remember when Street Fighter 4 ended, you know, I was happy with the state of the game, but Elena, you know, Fuerte, a lot of people had problems with those characters and such, but I don't feel like that's the situation with 5 at all. Like, the way that this has ended, and shout-outs to Matsumoto-san and Nakayama-san for doing some amazing work with the battle design and everything like that, and Street Fighter 5 is in a great position, honestly.
My mental map of the last several matches is that we did not see the same character twice at all. I believe we saw every
think
single
you're
time
right.
different characters. So it's just a little insight.
Oh,
into
we
the
saw
state
2
of the game.
Mikas.
2 Mikas is
2
all we
Mikas,
got.
yeah.
And nobody
'Cause-
thinks Mika's the best.
Yeah.
So look, she's good. That's how the game is.
So che
It's in a
sono
great
in
spot.
live?
I hope you guys are in a great spot too, enjoying Evo. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more Street Fighter 5 very shortly.
Quindi?
Shoutouts to Astro Gaming, the audio partner of EVO 2022, providing audio for EVO
Stage
tournament
5.
stations with their A40 headset and Mixamp Pro TR products so competitors can have an amazing tournament audio experience. Go visit
Un anno
astrogaming.com to pick up your
per
own
allenarsi per
A40
questo
headset,
fatidico torneo.
Mixamp Pro TR, or audio-related accessories.
Mainzone H9. Wow. Dalla Sony. Costeranno sicuramente quanto giù domani. Però porca puttana. Ah, è l'SSD di Sony per la PlayStation. Ah, la nuova versione del Vectrex Pro FS, quella compatibile con Yes Samurai esce. Dico quelli compatibili, quella compatibile con PS5. Carino. Non mi è mai piaciuto il Vectrex. Un po' per i suoi costi eccessivi. Un po' per i costi eccessivi, un po' perché in generale non è mai fatto. Cioè, perché per un Vectrex devi andare a cacciare una roba come 300 euro. Se ti va bene. Se non pure 400. Se ricordo. Sì. Per carità, è una bella collection, l'ho anche giocata. Ma c'è di meglio. Molto meglio. Considerate che ragazzi gli stessi giochi li giocate su Fightcade, ricordiamo. Quindi c'è poco da fare. Gli stessi giochi li giocate su Fightcade gratis. Ah, Hero Academia, vabbè. Non so quante cazzo di volte hanno visto la pubblicità. Vediamo che ore sono poi. Sono quasi le 10:15. Elite Box Cross Up. Old, vecchio. Il cross up devo dire è interessante, raga. Old back. Il cross up è sempre stato interessante secondo me. Take control. Hitbox Arcade.
Check out the latest apparel from Tenno. Brand
Tekken
new officially
Collection.
licensed products
La
featuring
roba tema
Tekken,
King.
Guilty Gear, the King of Fighters, and some of your favorites from
Tenno,
the fighting game community like
KOF
Ares
Collection,
from Avoiding the Puddle,
Godas Tekken,
Tasty Steve,
Tekken 3
Exo
Retro.
Academy, and more. You can scan the
sì,
QR code
sì,
or visit
ho portato Tekken 3 all'Evo, sti
10.go/market.
cazzi.
Amount of stress just
Ah,
from the face of Punk.
Evo 2017, Punk contro Itabashi.
That guy smiles no matter where he is. He's happy when he beats you, he's happy when he loses. But right now, you know he wants this win and he needs to take this. Otherwise, Punk will move on.
Many people are calling this the year of
Ah,
peace.
Punk all'inizio Nash giocava.
The game and, you know, this year won't last forever. Hitobashi's got to try to put something on the board, but Punk
Madonna mia.
too composed, too in control. The instant overhead attempt and the low anyway.
Didn't even need the stun because he had lost so much health from all the absorption on the armor. He builds a lot of gray health. You can see it in their life bar, and anytime you get hit, you lose all of that amount, including the damage from the move that hits
Beh,
you.
2-0
Punk
comunque,
becoming
considerando
comfortable,
che...
maybe a little too slow. He dashed in there, got a little antsy, and Hitobashi punishing for it.
Ah, smart. Just uses the V reversal.
Nash è un personaggio molto abbastanza tosto.
Allows him to teleport.
Cioè roba che ci devi allenare
Just
per imparare a usarlo.
from Itabashi, so Itabashi not able to really get a setup afterwards.
Un po' come tutti, per carità, però diciamo Nash
Dangerous range.
ha le sue caratteristiche.
Cancel escapes.
He was thinking Punk was going to run away, so he was trying to chase him down, but Punk instead moving forward.
That V reversal out of the air. Punk, a life deficit, but we've seen him work with this before. He's got meter. Oh, what a flex.
And that's enough to take that round. So
Ha detto ma basta,
trying to stay
giustamente.
alive here in the winners bracket. Remember, 4 of our players start on winner's side, 4 start in losers. The one in winners, if they
Winner
lose the match, they
semifinal.
just go to the losers bracket. They're still in the tournament.
Che poi sembra... Oh, ma porca troia, sta cazzo di mossa è un crash counter quella la mossa di Zangief. È un cazzo di crash counter che la possiede anche Dudley in Inter Strike. Oh, ogni volta ci sta cascando, c'è cascato mo.
Health in most
Cioè, da
characters,
quel che
so
sto notando.
Itabashi might even be willing to eat some of those anti-air EXs just to drain Punk's meter.
Exactly. He's a huge lumbering character, very slow, but a ton of vitality to get in there. Really make you miserable.
Alleluia.
That hit and, man,
Una cosa sbaglio, vabbè, il crash counter funziona con le mosse medie e alte. Con i bassi non funziona. Con i bassi e con le special tipo i proiettili e cose così no.
no anti-air.
Sì, infatti, tipo con Ryu fai la Doken o fai il Sonic Boom con Nash, ad esempio non funziona.
Put himself in the winners finals here at Evo. Hitobashi, a very risky jump. Could have got him in trouble, could have got the critical art. You know he's looking to find that hit, that scythe. The anti-air, no, he can
It was in time! Is it?
Ma tu!
It's enough, he gets the job done. Punk.
Cioè, me l'ha messa in culo proprio. Comunque guardo un altro paio di match e poi diciamo mi fermo. Vabbè, eventualmente lo guarderò io domani. In diretta. Domani sera in live.
Though my legs keep aching, my voice
guys. It's more Street Fighter 5 with me, Ultra David, and with James Chen. Happy to be here commentating some SF5 here in the pools. We are still looking at some of these pools that we've been looking at for a while. We're in the Pool B wave. You can check it out. Go to evo.gg/schedule or head over to start.gg and search for EVO 2022, and then, you know, pay attention to whichever game you're interested in. Probably SF5, because that's the stream that you're watching. And one pool, we do know that Mono has taken out Chris Wen to win his pool.
Dang,
so we're
okay,
beginning to
okay.
get to a point where we have the results for some of these pools, and they are not all shown and filled out quite yet, but
Chris Wynn taking out Alpha B, who we saw looked
Right.
really strong. Yeah, so Chris Wynn, obviously a very strong player as well. But going down to Mono, we should probably mention, speaking of Chris's, that Chris T.
Man,
is
dai,
actually
cazzo,
CQ'd, so he's
man.
not at this, you know, I was talking about maybe he was surprised by the Nash or something
Right.
like that.
Fate
but
vedere
Chris
Lazio.
T is in fact EQ'd, so did not have the ability to show up here. So
there you go. All right, so let's see. This is going to be Suspicious Danny.
I mean, what's so suspicious about it?
Maybe we'll find out mid-set. Maybe we'll see.
All right, and then he is going up against Jack.
Yes, sir. Oh my God, can you believe? Oh, we had 2 boxers as well, I guess. And now we have 3 boxers. Unbelievable.
And interestingly enough, Suspicious Danny going with the Dictator M. Bison, using the same costume I feel like Alpha B used, isn't it?
It's the same costume. I think it's different color, but same costume. And that means we have 2 dictators as well. So, you know, hey, these are good characters.
M.
Quindi
Bison versus M. Bison, depending on where you're
Jack
from.
contro
Right.
Suspicious Danny.
So this is in losers
Non è quello che ha
quarterfinals.
vinto,
Winners will
che
play
ha giocato
against
prima,
Alpha B
questo
to make it out
Suspicious
of the
Danny.
pool in losers.
Se ricordo bene, prima l'avevamo visto.
And again,
Since
2
again, we're
characters.
not playing losers finals. We're just moving out of the pool.
Right, exactly. So, you know, one of the reasons why we do that is because, you know, prevents a lot more double jeopardies
Yeah.
that way. And it's cooler that way. It's a better experience for the players.
100%. Yeah, it's just cool to say that you made it out of your pool at EVO.
Yeah.
And now one more person gets to do that.
Yeah, and without losing to the same guy twice or something like that, you know, it's just you play a lot more. You travel all the way, you know, all the way to this event. You don't want to play the same guy twice necessarily to get out of your pool.
I hear you. Jack pressuring in the corner. Oh,
Ah, the chase!
Vabbè.
Nicely done, and there is some character knowledge, experience right there
Guarda
on
che
the
arrivo
part of Jack.
a un'ora e mezza e mi fermo.
woo! Whiff punish. Jack's here. No hit confirmed, but at least he got the corner. Yes. Oh, trying to steal yet another turn. However, Suspicious Danny. He had a suspicion that was coming.
Have a check in place. But nice, I like that V reversal right there from Jack. You know, he figures he has a big enough life lead that maybe he's not going to need that V gauge. So he went for the V reversal. But actually now, here comes Suspicious Danny.
He is very suspicious of a wake-up super, and again is worried about wake-up super, but look, and almost not only did it not come, but he didn't get the kill. Hold on.
He missed the cancel.
No, that's upset. Oh, he can lose.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here comes the mix-up. He spent everything right there.
If that had been a
Che?
chip jump, and it wasn't,
Che?
it would have been chip kill.
Che culo di merda!
Oh, boy. Yeah, it's almost like Suspicious Danny when he did the jump attack.
Dai!
He's like maybe I mean, Psycho acts in combo after a
Che
jump attack
culo di
like that.
merda!
So he just didn't cancel the standing heavy punch for some reason. Just maybe messed up his charge timing.
Yet again, Jack with his EX doing good work. Ah, tried to steal a turn, he did, and Suspicious Danny was there. Here's Jack though again, just very consistently finding his way back into the corner.
Yeah, so once again, Suspicious Danny trying to fight his way out. You see that after the Devil's Reverse, he did not go forward because he got checked last time by Jack. But the back throw is going to give him the corner position now.
Beh,
Very good patience and awareness by Jack. He's just anything will do it at this point.
Okay, actually, there you go. I mean, when he read that V shift and started punching it, I mean, he went for the low jab into the
sì,
throw.
infatti,
Probably just could have did
avevo ragione, se la vi.
died, but you know, just kind of had that in his brain already at that point. You said this is on the loser side over here?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Winner of this will play against Alpha B to make it out of the pool.
Oh, dang. So Alpha B's gonna either have to fight a mirror match, like absolute mirror match here, same costume and everything. Look, every character except for like a few of them have a billion costumes. Like, come on, pick
Il
different
V-Shift
costumes,
mi
guys.
sembra si chiama una mossa, non mi
However,
ricordo.
counterpoint, this is a pretty sick costume.
It is. It's a costume. Nice. And now the shimmy
Vai.
coming into play here for Jack. And you know what? Alpha B
Bella.
doesn't look like he's gonna
Complimenti.
have to worry about that mirror match if Jack can keep this up for one more round.
He's looked really solid. Anti-airs have been there. And his offense has been, you know, without taking big risks, his offense has been really effective. There's a little bit of a risk with the
99% vince Jack. Cioè, a meno che Suspicious Dan non riesce a fare un mega comeback,
No, he didn't go to super.
ha vinto.
Oh, but you know what? That was. Yeah.
Ma nei
I mean,
tornei,
at that point in time, you
cioè,
cancel into the super anyway,
se sei
'cause
più
even
forte
in the reversals, now he has no V-trigger
e sai
at that
giocare,
point, and we'll never get a
vinci.
V-trigger.
C'è
And so
poco.
pretty much would almost
Madonna
seal
via,
that round
il
as
vecchio
well.
fight pad
So
di
regardless,
Street
Jack
Fighter 4
does
fatto da
take
Mad
his big
Cats.
move on to go up against
Madonna mia, la
Alpha
gente gioca veramente con le
B
periferiche
here in this pool.
disparate.
We are getting to the end of a lot of these pools here right now. As we mentioned, Mono already making it out. We saw Smug make it out over in
Vabbè,
Tegra.
dai,
And so,
mi
a
fermo
lot of
qui,
players
raga,
are
mi fermo qui.
putting themselves.
E niente ragazzi, allora per questa live è tutto. Io vi aspetto domani per guardare quella di Tekken 7, perché raga, cioè non ci prendiamo in giro. Cioè non ce la fa, stasera sarà molto, ripeto, molto tosta che riesco a guardare, diciamo, riesco a guardare quello di Tekken. Perché, guarda dire, ma un attimino, guardate. Allora, qua ci sono tutti gli eventi, Street Fighter 5, vabbè, gli annunci, Guilty Gear, Gran Blue Fantasy appunto, prima Gran Blue Fantasy Versus e poi Tekken 7, quindi Tekken 7 sarà fatto più tardi. Almeno fammi controllare. A che stanno? Ah, ancora Gran Blue, ok. Poi vabbè, c'è Mortal Kombat 11, Melty Blood Type Lumina. E poi ci sarà nella top 64 la top 8 di Dragon Ball Fighters. Wow! Cioè, invece la top. Stanno già facendo. Faranno tutto in un'unica serata. Pulse, top 24. Giustamente, cioè, non è che c'è stato molto. Molto coso. Molte richieste per Mortal Kombat. Va bene, ragazzi. Allora, ripeto, per questa live è tutto. Io vi saluto e ci rivediamo domani.